I saw you playing Hearthstone earlier. Are you a Hearthstone fan? Would you consider yourself a girl gamer?
No, I'm new in Hearthstone, but I'm trying to be better and better.
Trying to be better and better. I saw that you won against the first person you played against.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, it's a luck game, so if you're lucky, you will win. But you should play every day and know your cards. Even though I hadn't known my cards this game because it was summon deck. But yeah.
So one of the guys you played against, he was actually competing here. So what do you think are your chances for the next tournament?
We'll see. I hope I will compete with someone and win.
So you are the bronze medalist for the Hearthstone tournament. How does that make you feel?
I feel good. I wasn't expecting anything at all. My strategy carried me so far. It was basically to counter any Reno decks by having all combo decks. And I had a misstep in the semifinals. I don't know if it was just bad draws or. But I'm happy I got third place, and it was good.
Your username is Lupsenho. Where does that come from?
When I was like 10 years old or 9, I used to play a game called Neopets. And I just mashed up a few words together and I came up with it, and it's been my username ever since.
What was your toughest match?
My toughest match was actually against Tarek, because his lineup was meant to counter Jade Druid, while my lineup was meant to counter Reno decks. So he had all the aggressive or mid-range strategies, and it was very hard for me to beat those.
Someone told me the last tournament you were in, you won basically by having a bunch of decks that nobody else was expecting. Did you employ that same tactic today?
I think so, yeah.
What's special about your deck that makes it unexpected?
I play a combo style of decks which aims to kill opponents from the use of cards out of the hand, and not simply through minion combat. And I find it more intriguing and more mentally challenging and more fulfilling to win that way.
Do you think you can still be competitive when you play decks outside of the meta?
Yeah, I've been playing those decks on ladder and I've been doing quite well.
What do you think the new Ungaro expansion is going to bring to the game?
I think the Curator and Finja are going to be the best cards in the expansion, because there was this card that, I don't know if you've seen it or not. It's a 4 mana 5/4 beast that adapts all your Murlocs. So if you get to play it after Finja, then you could get to adapt 3 Murlocs, and that would just completely make your board scary, just honestly, yeah.
What do you think of the new quest mechanic?
I think it's very interesting, and I can't wait to play it.
What class do you usually play when you play Hearthstone?
I'm more like a jack of all trades, except like Hunter and Priest.
So you don't play Hunter and Priest?
These are my least played classes. Although in the last tournament that I won, I won with the Secret Hunter.
All right, thank you very much.
All right.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm here with Yakub, who is one of our Hearthstone players. How did you hear about this event?
Actually, I heard about it through a Hearthstone group and WhatsApp. And that mostly is used to tell each other about what's going on, what's the news in Hearthstone. And they randomly changed the name to the tournament name. And then I found out that we have a tournament here now. Yeah.
Have you been to tournaments like this before?
I attended the last tournament by Yalla eSports, but I was mainly a spectator. I used to play in the US region and moved to the EU region. It made me move to the EU region just because I wanted to compete in a way.
There seems to be not that many events that are happening in the Middle East for games like Hearthstone and for Overwatch and all the other stuff that we're doing here. What ideas do you have for maybe bringing it to a higher level here?
Actually, I wouldn't say it's an idea, but the more tournaments that they can bring here, someone would sponsor, the more that it will become more popular and more people would know about it, and then more people would end up coming, which would make more money anyway afterwards. Yeah.
What do you think of you're a Hearthstone player, what do you think of the recent changes and the recent nerfs to things like Pirate Warrior?
I really dislike aggro decks. Like, I mainly play control decks or kind of mid-range decks. And I feel that it's really good for me because it kind of gave me a boost to go further. And I really hated how the current meta was. It's either you're playing against a shaman or you're playing against a pirate, and it got really boring. That I started switching up. I started just making random decks. Like, for a while, I used to just play Renounced Warlock, as in decks that people don't really expect. Even the ones they brought in the tournament are random. Like, they wouldn't expect. I still managed to get 3-2 though. Yeah.
What do you think the new Ungoro expansion is going to bring?
It seems pretty exciting, actually. By removing all the old expansions rotating out, and the new one coming, and the new mechanics. I really enjoy every time Hearthstone comes with the new mechanics. It just makes everything like feel new again.
Are you talking about the Quest and the Adapt? What do you think of the new Adapt?
I didn't look at all of them, but having situational choices are kind of what attracts me more to the game. That's why I play control decks, so I could adapt in my normal decks to whatever comes in front of me, regardless if it's aggro or if it's a minion I don't like or whatever. Having adapt gives you more choices, and I really like choices. It's similar to Discover. Yeah, I like the choices coming from them.
One last question. Ragnaros and Sylvanas are both being rotated out.
Yeah, that's really sad. I have a personal attachment to Sylvanas because of WoW, at World of Warcraft, and now seeing her go is really sad. Just because of the lore and the stories. But I still think it's good that I didn't expect they'll ever remove a classic card. I always thought they will all stick in standard, but having them removed brings change, and change is always good.
Okay, thank you very much. So we have with us one of the Hearthstone players at this event, a guy called Mysterio with Yalla eSports. So tell me a little bit about Hearthstone for people who might not have heard of it.
Okay, so it's a strategy card game. It's really well. It targets like both the casual players and the pro players, so it's easy to get into, and it's also gives enough of a challenge for the pro players and the pro scene. Yeah, basically gives them a good challenge.
You've been doing pretty well so far in the tournament. A lot of people have been talking about you. I've heard your name around. How does it feel so far?
Feels good. I actually won my first 2 matches, 3-0, 3-0, and it's looking pretty good so far.
Have we talked about this before a little bit? Who is it that you're most not looking forward to facing?
Actually, he's my teammate, Saeed, and he's brought a lineup which is very strong against aggro, and I've brought pretty much a very aggressive lineup, right? So I'm not looking forward to playing him, but at the same time, I am, because he's a good friend, he's a team member, and we've never actually played together in a serious tournament. So
some of the people who are watching might not know what aggro is. Do you mind explaining?
Yes, it's basically aggressive. It plays a lot of low curve minions, a lot of small. You basically flood the board with small minions, and you try to end the game as soon as possible.
A lot of people, you said, were bringing control decks, which you weren't expecting. How does your lineup match up against those?
It's it's particularly good against Jade Druid. Jade Druid is something I expected to be good. I expected people to bring control lineup, and Jade Druid does well against the control lineups. So I wanted to do well against the Jade Druids, while still being acceptable against one of the best decks at the moment, which is Pirate Warrior, another aggressive deck.
A lot of people in the general meta, Pirate Warrior is thought of as one of the strongest decks. You said you haven't really brought anything around to combat that. Why was that?
I made some tech choices. I changed some cards, some weapon removal, ooze, weapon removal, just to increase my win rate a little bit against Pirate. I didn't actually target it because I feel like it can do well no matter how badly you target it. So that's why I chose to target Jade Root instead.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.